So is there any shot in the world that you would sell or trade that saber over there?
Oh man.
Do you even want to look at the figure I brought? You guys good if I take off? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably leave right now. I'd love to come look at it. I want you to see what I got though.
You have an account.
All right, man. And you're gonna let me look at your whole thing and check it out? Okay. And would you consider maybe selling me that saber when I come down? Like, I've known Craig forever, but we met up at the toy show yesterday in Hickory. Turns out I have something he wants. He has something I want. And he just called me. I'm gonna come meet him at his house. He's probably gonna beat me over the head for what I have, but I don't really care because he has an amazing Star Wars collection, and I've been dying to see it for years. So follow me. Let's go take a look at it.
And Star Wars white.
Thank you for inviting me
man.
to look at this.
Absolutely. But it's like playing Tetris.
Did you know there was an alternate art that Empire Strikes Back Farm Boy Luke?
So, you know what? As much as of a collector as I am, I'm not a huge carded fan. The only reason I have these is a very lucky situation. I found these cases. So a buddy of mine gave me one, and I was like, these are killer. So I ordered a whole pack of them. I'm waiting on them to get here. Like little floating jewelry cases. They work great for display.
Where are your dioramas set up?
Oh god,
That's what I've been wanting to see.
they're everywhere. I did this little thing. It was just a little like a little trash compactor
So
thing.
now I
Oh,
understand.
that's so cool.
So this explains why he will occasionally pick up modern figures.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't try to make it movie accurate. I just and I actually do my best to find things just around the house. I don't order stuff. I just find things that sort of fit the look, vehicle parts or whatever, if that's what's needed.
Do it yourself with the LED lights and everything?
Yeah, just throw some lighting in there and just have fun with it. And usually when I get done, then I think of 10 other ways I could have done it.
I'm just barely missed this generation.
Yeah.
I remember when New Hope came out on television, world premiere. That was my first introduction to Star Wars.
Yeah, and I didn't see Star Wars in the theater. I saw Empire first.
And I saw Return of the Jedi first.
Gotcha.
That was my first one.
Yeah, Jedi would be my second favorite.
So where's that lightsaber?
Oh, yeah, I looked up on a lot that I purchased and got it, and I've been hanging on that sucker for a while trying to find an R2.
So there was an R2 that came out, the last figure waves they put out, and I have that R2. I don't have that saber. I don't think he's gonna give it up though.
It's hard to.
I got some trade bait in the car, maybe.
What do you have? I don't that I need.
There's nothing I have that you need.
Yeah, for me, honestly, one of the biggest things about the collecting is the displaying. I have a blast trying to come up with a way to display stuff, instead of just sitting it on a shelf, like the shadow boxes.
You've done a great job, man.
Appreciate
it's
it.
Good.
Yeah, use some foam, kind of recess stuff and make it look, fairly presentable.
You're not going down these rabbit holes. It's just a display. So if a Kraken came up, pass it on.
I do need that. That's the good thing about those sets. There's not a lot to them.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But it ends up usually being more expensive. Yeah. See, like, just stuff like that. I bought an empty cabinet. Used some. Hobby Lobby has these huge rolls of bulletin board paper. It looks like outer space, so I use that for backgrounds and stuff. Just some little clingy stickers for the background, and throw a few ships in it. Some lights. Lights do everything.
Imagine how good my store would look if Craig loved me and he would come to some of this in my cabinet.
Now, I've been asked to do that for quite a few people.
So, a couple things. I'm shocked you got Black Series in here.
Again, if it's out of these cabinets, it's something that I ran on a crazy deal. Those ended up, for a while, they ended up in like Ross and places like that for 40 or 50, 60 bucks. I was like, who wouldn't buy that for that? So.
Of course.
But again, this is the stuff I'm considering just
moving off.
Moving on. Yeah.
I remember having that one as a kid. That was one of the few that I had as a child.
Yeah.
I had a land speeder.
Yeah, I could put everything I had in one hand just about. I had a Vader case with some figures and a snow speeder, and that was the Star Wars. That was extended. Man, we were dirt poor. I was blessed to have that.
Now, do you think
and I got those on special occasions. It wasn't like, let's swing by and buy some toys. It's Christmas or birthdays.
So we were pretty I was pretty poor. Do you think that has anything to do with why
Yep.
we collect these
100%.
things now?
100%. You know, when I started doing this is not what I intended to do. I intended to buy the few pieces I had as a kid, reminisce for a little bit, and then you know, be done with it. The good thing about it is if you play it smart, you can fund your hobby with the hobby. It's buy something, keep a little bit of what you want, sell the rest, break even or make a little profit, and then move on. And if you play
Side
that
hustle
right,
funding it. That's
if
pretty
you play
smart.
that right, you don't go in the hole.
Well, unfortunately, the hobby plays me, Craig.
Does it?
'Cause,
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I buy stuff
I didn't
all the
say I didn't
time.
have some bad situations, but I recovered.
Dude,
It's a funny story. I'll go ahead and tell it. But I had built a diorama for this. I wasn't even going to get it. I didn't order it. I bought it after because my son was a big fan, and I was like, you know what? If he's getting into it, let's do something cool. So we got this, and I built a huge diorama that had a huge back wall. And this is the only place you could really put it, is on this little cabinet. And we were having a fence installed, and my wife calls me at work, totally upset, because they tripped the breaker, and the breaker box is behind that poster, and she couldn't get to it because this thing was in the way. Anyhow, sold that diorama, and I built another one that's a little easier to maneuver
So it's the
around.
breaker.
Yeah, but just something fun.
Listen, if that happened at my house, they're going straight through my
Oh, yeah.
display to get to it.
Yeah, trust me, I came home. None of this was here. It was
Okay,
all
so they
over
had-
the floor and everywhere else. So.
I'm
boss.
sorry.
You're good,
my
man.
brain's all over.
Let's go.
What is this?
So, that's the little movie thing, the projector.
I don't know. Well,
yeah.
Not the projector, the lightsaber.
Oh, the lightsaber. So that is it's a
Now
flash-
I'm on the movie projector.
No.
Okay.
It's like a flashlight. It's an inflatable
It's like
lightsaber.
inflatable.
And that's the box for it right
When
there.
did that come out?
Well, that's original Star Wars, so that
So
was
that would have been 78,
78, 79. And there's actually two different boxes. One has a different image on it, but I've only got the one there.
I've never
Now,
seen this
that's
stuff
that's a
before.
hard thing to find, are the additional movies to go with the little movie.
I've seen a lot of Star Wars
viewer.
collections. I've never seen them.
To find them in the box, like there's 4 additional, plus the one that came with the viewer.
Now, how do you find stuff like this?
Man, just
Because
hunt,
you haven't.
hunt.
This isn't from childhood. You started
No,
maybe like
no,
what
10 years ago.
15 years, 10
Yep.
years ago.
Yeah,
You've amassed all this in 10 years.
yeah.
Anything from childhood, or is this
Yes,
all stuff?
one thing that's not a toy, but it's when I said I saw Empire first.
Mm-hmm.
Down at Gaston Mall.
Yeah, where
It was-
Collector's World used to be,
Yep,
right?
yep,
Jackson's Cafeteria
yep.
was in there.
There was a theater, and that's where I first saw Empire.
It's before my time, but
But when you went in, they had somebody dressed as Vader and Boba Fett walking around, and they were doing autographs.
which movie released? You said
Empire.
Empire.
Yep. And they were doing autographs on a little flyer they would give you.
And you still have that
They
flyer?
hand out. It's
You've kept that
laminated.
since you was a
It's
child.
been in a baby photo album of
So
mine.
since the early '80s. That's
Yep.
crazy.
And it's laminated in that acrylic right there in front of all the coloring books and stuff.
Did you write
He
Boba
wrote-
Fett as a kid?
He did that. I don't remember
You had
why,
to
but we
edit
didn't
where I
have
said
we didn't have any.
Boba.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't write it on that, but he wrote it on there, and I just kept it in there with it.
So is there anything in particular you're chasing at this point, or you pretty much hit the mountaintop?
Not really. There's a couple of simple things that I'm trying to upgrade, but nothing. Well, I take that back. Yeah, I did. I found out I got ripped off on a Stormtrooper Luke blaster. I bought it off eBay, and then years ago, I've had it for a long time. Once there became more information about how to tell. Yeah, I realized, and then I posted it in some groups, and I'm getting all this feedback about no, it's fake, and I was like, well, there's $50 down the drain, but live and learn. That, and there's a couple of boxes I don't have for some of the Power of the Force stuff.
What's the grail piece in this collection?
That's really hard. That's a really hard way to answer.
Not one.
The worst thing you can do as a collector is be OCD. I've learned that.
Well, I can tell you're quite OCD.
I
Looking
can't.
around.
Yeah, if I sold something, then I would walk around every day and go, I've got everything but that one piece. And I had it and I got rid of it. It's like, it drives you nuts. I tell you though, I do like the mini rigs. I don't know if you're familiar with the story behind the mini rigs though.
I don't know the story.
In a nutshell, the mini rigs was something that Lucas wanted done. Because you notice none of these are in the movie.
I love how you got that displayed.
Yeah, and I actually bought this. I bought this for $35. It was eat up with dirt and put the Kenner logo on it, lighted it up.
Now
Try
we
to make it
both
a
have
little bit
a
more.
friend in Flagler, Florida, who
Okay.
has a Star Wars display.
Okay.
Have you seen pictures of how he put up his figures?
I don't know if I did or not.
Before I leave, I'm pulling
Okay.
off my phone. It looks really good.
Okay. You know what? Now that you say that, that does make me think. Okay, so it's not one toy, but it would be one cabinet, one display, which would be that one. And not because of the figures, because I was looking up display cabinets or something, and I just happened to find a picture of a display cabinet full of Star Wars figures. It looked just like this, but it was metal with a yellow background. And so I took it to a buddy of mine that does woodworking. He was my brother's best friend, and I was like, "Could you build something like this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I could build that." So he starts putting it together, but he's asking me questions like, "Do you want to do this like that or this like that?" You know, as he was building it, I'd go check it out. I was like, "Man, this thing's looking great." Yada yada yada. We had decided on no to the windows on the side and just some things to save money. And then he calls me up one day. He's like, "Hey man, this thing's done. Come get it." And I roll up. He's got it covered up. I'm thinking, it's not. You're making like a big deal out of it, right? But him and my brother were there when I went to pick it up. And when he uncovered it, it was complete the way I wanted it originally. And I'm sitting there thinking, "Oh man, he's about to hit me for my wallet, right?" My brother had already paid for it. And so even if I empty this garage, that right there, that'll probably sit in my living room or something. It won't go.
So
anywhere.
this case means more than
The case.
figures in the
Yep.
case.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, even if
amazing.
I empty the case.
That's truly amazing, man.
Cool. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's cool to get stuff from the stores. Like that, I bought this off of one of the...
This looks like a movie display.
I think this was a Books A Million.
And do you just land these deals? You go by the
Yeah,
store and
I was
talk to them?
scrolling through one of the apps and where people sell stuff, and I think I gave $75 for it. Hanging it was a nightmare though.
Well, it didn't look like a one-person job.
It was.
You did it all by yourself?
Man, you should see the ridiculousness I do out here.
All right, so is there any
5
shot in the world that you would sell or trade that saber over there?
Oh man.
Do you even want to look at the figure I brought?
Oh, did you bring the art too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I brought 'em.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
Of course, looking at how clean your collection is, you're going to be like, I don't want this trash. But it would look great in my collection.
Yeah, right on.
And that saber you got is 100% authentic.
Oh yeah,
How did you wind up with just a saber? Because it's usually the other way around.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was, I don't even remember if it wasn't on eBay. It was somebody in a group. But it was just a bunch of stuff that I bought, and it happened to be in there.
Yeah, I'll go grab the R2. I got a couple figures outside if you want to look at them.
Yeah,
I don't think anything impressive. Oh, you got even more over here. That's
No,
nice. So
they
this
could-
is just a traditional light box that you put the
No,
Star
it's
Wars stuff
actually
in?
I bought these pieces at Lowe's, cut them into and put it all together, and then the lights actually the cabinet that had the mini rigs.
Mhm.
This was the lighting that was originally in it, but I went to the LED light strip where you can change the colors, and I purposed these for that, and just use some foam to reflect and
This is great.
do what I do.
OCD.
Yep.
3D prints.
Yeah, a buddy of mine did those for me. He got into doing some 3D printing, and that was kind of his test pieces. I was like, keep making them. Make me 3 more.
And then
I had
shut
to have
the project down.
Yeah, I had to have each color
Listen,
from
where's
the little
Mace
figures.
Windu's purple lightsaber?
That's not vintage.
I guess my last question. Obviously, Star Trek is better than Star Wars.
Well, obvious.
So how do you feel that
You see
where's
all
the
the
Captain
Star
Kirk stuff?
Yeah, you see all the Star Trek stuff in here.
All right, let me grab this pieces.
Cool. Yeah, man.
So I bought this. I haven't cleaned up anything.
Cool.
I haven't really looked through it. All I know
Put my
is-
eyeballs on. Oh! I thought you just had. I was wondering why you brought the Vader case in just for the R2. Nice. Yeah.
It's good enough for my collection.
Yeah.
But I haven't cleaned anything or attempted to restore
Right.
any figures.
Gotcha.
I just need a saber, man.
I know.
Look at this amazing piece that the arms.
Oh, look at you. Did the
missing.
arms fall off? Yeah.
It wasn't in there, I don't think. Or it's in there somewhere, but we gotta get it
Gotcha.
back in there. You need this guy with no arm?
No, I see
His
posts.
legs are not broken.
It's funny how I always see people posting that they're looking for an arm. They're like, anybody got an EV arm?
You know what? But we got the arm right there.
Oh, you just gotta put it back on.
You just gotta put it back on.
Yeah, they don't stay good.
Okay.
Look
You
at
need one with an arm that doesn't stay too good.
I got a buddy looking for him, and looking for Warrock, but he needs them complete.
So here was my offer, and you can obviously you can tell me no. Everything in this case for that saber.
You're
And I'll keep
crazy.
it on.
You're crazy.
Why am I crazy? How's that make me crazy?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's not even a real deal. Turn that camera off. You're being silly.
Why am I being silly?
Cause.
I could just buy a saber,
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, you should buy a saber and save.
a ton of money, but no,
Yeah.
that's the deal I want to make. I want to go home with a saber today. Unless you'll
I
just
hear
sell
you.
me the saber for cash.
Man. You really put me on the spot here. You should have warned me about this.
You knew it was coming.
Not like this.
All right, to be
can't-
continued.
you
He's
can't-
gonna think on this.
You can't do
I
that.
thought I would bring you such an overwhelmingly good deal.
That's what I was gonna say. You can't come in with a you can't say no offer.
Well, that's what I usually try to do. If I would have come in with a you can say no offer, I would have just left it in the truck.
Yeah. You want that saber that bad?
I do.
Okay, why?
So I can set this up in my little man cave.
Oh Lord,
I'll pop them.
man, you're killing me. You're killing me.
I think we got something.
You
Just backing it up.
man,
Listen, you were gracious enough to invite us in here
dude,
to
you're
take a
welcome
look.
here anytime. I love doing that because that's what this is about, man. Letting grown men be kids again.
I wanted this. I hope you can do something good with this stuff.
Man, you're the best.
Thank you so much,
Appreciate it. That's awesome.
All right.
Now I got something to do. As if I didn't already have other stuff to go through. Now, all right,
This
brother.
was awesome, dude.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Glad you finally came down.
Listen, I'm gonna get trolled online, but it don't matter. I got what
all
I
good.
wanted. I don't trust buying these things off eBay.
I'm with you on that.
Definitely trust you
Yep.
on it.
Yep.
Thank you
Yeah, it's
again.
already been verified, so
Well,
it's good to go. At least I know it went to somebody that really wanted
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no. You won't see it in the store, I promise.
I got you. Okay.
Unless
All
I
right,
get a
brother.
better one, and then it will be in the store.
Sounds
I'll
good.
see
Thanks,
you
man.
later,